Good evening. I call to order the City of Gerald regular call City Council meeting Tuesday, August 4th at 7 p.m. First item on the agenda is a roll call. We have one member that is absent. We will now have a invocation and pledge of allegiance led by Councilwoman Clausen.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come before you this evening with thankful hearts and grateful for our privilege to serve the citizens of Gerald. Thank you, Lord, for the freedoms we enjoy and the opportunity to gather in open government as we lead the city we all love and call home. Lord, grant us with your wisdom and discernment as we discuss and make decisions on our agenda this evening. May our decisions be made with integrity, transparency, and a commitment to the well-being of both current and future citizens. Lord, we pray for your continued protection over our first responders, city employees, teachers and students as they begin to start the new school year. Keep your hand over our businesses and every family who loves and calls Gerald home. Bless our community with unity, peace, and continued growth founded on wisdom and compassion. May everything accomplished honor you and promote the safety, prosperity, and future of the city of Gerald. In your precious name we pray. Amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, at this time, we're going to have a pinning ceremony for our new police officers. That's our chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. So I would like to introduce our newest three officers that will hit the street. So first is Detective Mary Chipwood. She comes to us from the Hill Country. She had 15 years as a CID lieutenant or criminal investigations lieutenant. So we're very fortunate to have her come join us as a criminal investigator with us. The next is Zachary Wright. He comes to us from Arizona, from Cochise County. He was a deputy there for 2 years, and then he was with the Bureau of Prisons for 8. So we're very thankful to have him. And then our last is Adam Matthews. We actually put him through the academy, and he just graduated a couple of weeks ago. So he's had a few shifts, but we're proud to have him as well. So I'm gonna swear y'all in real quick, and then we'll have your significant others in your badge. So if you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Zachary Wright,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of police officer for the city of Gerald
of police officer for the city of Gerald,
and state of Texas,
in the state of Texas,
and will, for the best of my ability,
and will, for the best of my ability,
protect, preserve, and defend
protect, preserve, and defend
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. So, first up will be Viola, who will be pinning the badge on Detective Chipwood. Don't draw blood, it doesn't count. All right, the next is Adeline for Zachary Wright, his daughter. Not last but least, Jackie for Officer Matthews.
Next item on the agenda is public comments. We do have a couple here. First one is Guy Smith.
Mine's for agenda item 5.6.
Okay, you could wait until the agenda item or speak now. Next is James Odom. You can come on up if you'd like to speak now.
My name's James Odom. Thank you very much for the chance to speak for a few minutes this evening. I've lived in Gerald for almost 8 years. And I want to speak about agenda items 5.5 and 5.6. I understand those are going to be tabled for this evening, but they're about the data center. And you don't have to search for very long to see headlines of concern about data centers, the tremendous demand they place on the electric grid, the tremendous demand that they place on water utilities. And I just wanted to urge the council to think about how Gerald as a community is going to respond to those demands, who will pay for the local and regional upgrades if the data centers do come in. And Texas doesn't have an excess of electricity or water, and especially water here. What happens if there's a shortage? Who gives way first? Does the data center give way, or do the residents of Gerald give way? These places are not places that employ many people. They're warehouses full of computers, and there are just a few people that run these massive centers. So there's not a lot of positive upside in terms of jobs. So I just wanted to mention these concerns, and I appreciate the council's consideration.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we have Ms. Diane Johns.
I'll wait
Wait
just
till
a few minutes
the-
until it's coming up.
Okay. Moving on, agenda item 4, we have consent agenda items.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second. No further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. It was unanimous. All right, moving on. Agenda item 5, regular agenda items. Agenda item 5.1, discussion, consideration of possible action regarding ordinance number 2026-0804-01, amending section 11.02.103 of the General Code of Ordinances regarding designated truck routes. Would you like to speak now?
Good evening. So I'm Diane Johns, many of you know me. It's kind of amazing to say I'm a 50-plus year resident of Gerald, so I've been around to see a lot. There's a lot of growth obviously coming, and I understand progress, and specifically about the trucking relative to the rock quarries. I think the trucking safety has gotten way out of hand, so I applaud the chief. So when he gets back, he'll tell my thank you. And the city council for taking this matter up. I will tell you that I understand that the rock quarries are businesses and they're trying to make a business, but really in most cases, those trucking are third parties that are contracted. And we've had some discussions with the rock quarries, and they're like, well, we don't have the rules, or there's not a whole lot we can do. So I applaud you and implore you to take it serious, to set rules and guidelines to keep the citizens safe. I myself, no less than 5 times, have come within 2 feet of rock trucks either crowding me off 307 or running stop signs and almost T-boning me. Several other members of my family have gotten the same case. My grandson's starting that new Christian school down on 307, and I'm scared to death. When I go pick him up, I gotta face the trucks. So it is a real safety issue. Somebody's gonna end up getting killed. And I really say, please take careful consideration. We've got to put the rules in place so that they can be managed and we can keep our citizens safe. I understand progress, but safety first.
Thank you.
Chief, would you like to speak on this item?
Meeting again. So, the ordinance that we currently have in place is, after speaking with, legal, we decided that it was actually a very strong, written document that we could do what we were trying to accomplish. As you can see with the pictures, Seabud Stockton is at a point where I don't even know if you could save it. I think it's something that we're gonna have an engineer come out and actually evaluate the roadway to determine even if we can overlay it to try to save the asphalt. The weight of the trucks, what a lot of, people don't understand about the commercial vehicles, they get to run under what's called a 1547 or over tandem over gross weight permit. We don't see any of that money. It all goes to TxDOT. Well, it allows them to, on this particular road, travel at 84,000 pounds gross, on a full-size truck, tractor, semi-trailer. Well, it's literally destroying our roadway. Same thing with, County Road 305. The road is just it's basically coming up. You can see the skid marks. There's so many dips in the road that, the trucks get going too fast and they have to lock up their brakes. It's full of potholes. It's in very bad disrepair. Same thing with even out in front of the city hall. If you look at, town center, it's starting to do the same thing. So what we're trying to do is, one, start enforcing the rules that are on the book. We want to add a avenue for them to go around the city. Even on city streets, we want to add Ronald Reagan Boulevard to the approved streets that they can travel. I had one citizen come to my office, first of this week, was very concerned about, were we going to shut down the quarries off of 307? We're not going to. They can take 344 around. They'll be able to take 344 to 305, 305 to Seabud Stockton to 487, and then they can go east or west on 487. So they still have routes. We're just going to limit the through trucks. Now, if they have business in the city, obviously that's not gonna matter. They can come take care of their business. They can travel on the city streets. It's just the ones that are transitioning to and from going through our city that are not stopping or doing business here.
So am I reading this correctly when it says we're going to allow them to go through Seabud Stockton?
We're not going to allow them to go through Seabud Stockton. Yeah, we're gonna allow them to go down, Ronald Reagan. That's the one street that we're adding to it.
Is it David for the Brooklyn and the Farms and the Women's are designated as truck routes? Also, what am I missing? It says those are all designated for truck routes. I-35 to 487 via Seabud Stockton.
They can take Seabud Stockton from 307 to 487, but not 487 to IH35. One piece of this is we're asking for funding for the street signs because they're very expensive. I think I was told by Lane that we're looking at about $750 per sign. So in order to go out and effectively enforce these, the through truck areas, we're gonna have to have them properly posted.
When you properly post, will this communication be sent to the current entities that are traveling so that they are aware?
So what you'll find out is a lot of the trucks, coming from being a commercial vehicle enforcement deputy, just months ago, what we were seeing is a lot of the trucks that you're seeing here are not from here, they're from the Houston area. They come all the way up here from Houston to obtain the road base. So it would be very difficult. What I plan on doing is going to the quarries and speaking with the quarry managers and saying, look, this ordinance has been in effect, it hasn't necessarily been enforced, and it's about to begin, and I'll give them the reason why.
And how many signs do you think you need?
I think we're looking probably around 6 to 8 signs, we're not talking about a lot, but we are gonna have to post Seabud Stockton properly, we're gonna have to repost, Town Center, we're gonna have to post 307 and 305.
I'm confused too, Lori. So what I'm reading to, it says
Yeah.
that they can come, truck routes can go I-35 to get to West FM 487 by way of Seabed Stockton.
That's
With
what
limited
the,
travel on Seabed. They can't go all the way through Seabed.
35 to 47 is, you mean the new part? They can just use the old part.
We missed that, we'll have to change that piece of it.
yeah, I thought this one
Yeah, 'cause
was a
they're not-
change one
they're
that
not-
we got in the mail email today.
So,
What should it say?
it should not be in there, they're not allowed to transition from Seabed Stockton. The only piece of Seabed Stockton that they can transition through is the piece from 487 to 305.
So do we add that as a number 4?
So these first two need to be stricken through and then add a 4,
Correct.
so 487.
So 487 will always be a through truck because
Right.
it's state maintained and state operated, so we can't control what.
So it'd be 487 to 305 via Seabed Stockton.
Correct.
Which is the new part of Seabed Stockton.
Correct. Right.
Will they tear it up?
So that area's gonna be outside the city, so. Not much we can do with it.
And then we're gonna try to get them to take 344.
Yes, sir. So it's putting the traffic back on the county roads and the areas that we don't control. So we only control a portion of the 305, pretty much where the community center is to, probably just about a mile from X-35. So that piece, and we have to give them an opportunity to also have an exit. So we can't put a no through truck sign in the middle of the road where they can't go anywhere. It basically is kind of set them up for failure.
And we're gonna have, staff to, what in the world, what am I thinking of? Enforce, if they see violations.
Yeah, so with any new sign, the way that I wanna handle it, if it's a speed limit sign, if it's a no through truck, no left turn, or whatever the sign may be, I want to have a 30-day warning period where they issue warnings for those violations. After that point, then they'll take enforcement action.
Let's give them a chance to get used to the sign being up.
How many signs did you think you were gonna need roughly?
I think we're gonna need about 6 or 8. So we have some on, basically on Town Center. I think we can relocate, we can still use one of them. I think we're gonna have to relocate one a little closer to the interstate because I don't think they can see it until they get on the Seabed or to, Town Center. So we need to make it as visible as we can so that they can see, oh, I don't need to go down that road, I've gotta go somewhere else.
So if we try budgeting for 10, that would cover you, so you don't have to try
So, in case they get, here's the other thing, in all reality, when you're dealing with this on the county side, more than likely there's gonna be a few get ran over. They just inherently do, so I anticipate that we will probably have to replace them.
So, okay, I see a lot of people coming east on 47 and turning right on Stock. So instead of doing that now, we're telling them to go the other way on 487 and go find Ronald Reagan?
So they can either go east or west on 487.
Go all the way
Again,
up
we
to
can't,
35.
yeah, we can't do anything with 487, so they would come off the Seabed Stockton if they're coming to the south.
If they're
towards
coming east
35.
on 487, they go past Bud Stockton,
Correct.
drive up, and then they have to turn right if they're going north,
They'll have to go all the way to 35.
or south.
Yeah, they'll do all the way to 35.
And if they're going north,
Then they will go all the way to either 3,
if they're going north, they can't come this way on 487, they'll have to go the other way on 487 to get to Ronald Reagan, to get up to the interstate.
so they can go that way or they can go down and hit 234, I don't remember that street, but there's a county road that runs off of 487 that will cut all the way to Ronald Reagan.
I see,
And is that a road that can sustain their weight?
It has, it's all tore up, just like.
Yeah, it's all
But it's a county road, so
But it's a county
they're
road.
responsible for
And-
fixing it.
And they have, so by state law, we cannot enforce weight violations. So we don't meet the criteria to be able to do that. So that was one of the things when I was with county, we did the weight enforcement also. So we worked 234, 239, we worked all of those streets and county roads trying to save them, but it was like a cat and mouse game. If we were there, they were somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that was just the way to.
Now, those trucks that come on 307, and they're like at the intersection of 307 and 344, so we're telling them to take, let's say they wanna go north on I-35. So they'd have to take 344, and then go on Bud Stockton, then take 487, and then they'd have to go back south on the service road, then go over the interstate, then they can come, is that?
Or they can actually go out 307 to the north, and they can cut through, kind of like you're headed towards Salado. They can take a right on, I don't remember the county road, but they can actually turn right and go straight to 35. They'll come out close to the road.
The where?
The road street, just north of town. In the
Make a
Bill County.
picture for me.
So,
I think, yeah.
and but basically, so they can't come down 305 and they can't go down 307, so they would come in off of Seabud Stockton, come up to 344, they would go around 344, they would load at the pit, they can come back down 344, hit 307 and go north. The city limit stops right where 344 intersects 307.
Oh.
So they can head north on 307.
We did receive an updated version other than what was in our packet. And the reference points in the packet are listing as 11.02.101, and here the reference is 103. So does that then replace all of this, or does it stay because it's got a different?
So originally, I completely rewrote the whole ordinance. It was much different than what you see there. And then after we had a discussion, we felt that the current ordinance was okay to this place, we just need to modify it a little bit.
So that then stays, the reference point is added to it. Okay.
And I'll apologize for the miscommunication. I'm not familiar with y'all's roads just yet, but I thought we were just adding Ronald Reagan as a designated route. So if we want to change the routes, that's fine. You'll just need to say that in your motion. So it would be a motion to approve the ordinance regarding designated truck routes with those routes being, and then list what you want those routes to be, and we can modify the ordinance that way.
So was Ronald Reagan Boulevard added to the section of 11.02.101? Because if so, it's not listed for us to approve that addition.
It's
This one is
103.
stricken. This whole thing is stricken and replaced by this.
So all of that is stricken.
I
No,
believe,
right now it's only 1102.103, which is designated routes.
Right,
Which
which was
were
Ronald
stated
Reagan
wrong.
and 101.
Right.
If not, then we would have to amend that to add it.
My understanding is this is completely replacing this. Am I wrong?
It's in addition to.
no, it should just be a small addition, so.
So it's
everything-
in addition to this.
Right, we should
That's what I was
just,
looking for on the
just be
changing
changing,
reference.
we should just be adding Ronald Reagan Boulevard as a approved
That's okay.
truck route, and then we should be, removing Seabud Stockton as not, there's no longer
This
a
is
through
added.
truck route.
So, but was Ronald Reagan originally in that 101? If not, would we have to, how would we encompass that this evening?
So 101 is just definitions.
So,
It doesn't have anything,
So
I mean,
we're-
we're not
we
amending
have
the
to approve-
definitions. We're only amending the designated routes.
okay, so Ronald Reagan would have originally been in encompassed, or definite, or just being in definition, we should be okay?
Right now, the only designated routes are the I-35, 487 to 35, both via Seabud Stockton. So the intent of the ordinance before you was just to add Ronald Reagan.
So, but we
But
agree,
we do
you
have to
remove the
remove
Seabud
Seabud Stockton from
Stockton,
35 to 47.
and then add number 4, which says 487 to County Road 305 via Seabud Stockton, is
Yes.
that the clarification you were looking for?
Yes, so we have to remove that section of Seabud Stockton that's in the city. Now, the other section is not in the city, so it doesn't matter.
Just wanna make sure.
So this is the only approval needed, is just on this specific piece?
Yes. I think the current ordinance is enforceable as is. We just need to put up the signs and start enforcing it, you know? And if we run into more enforcement issues down the road, then we can amend the ordinance later.
Agree. I agree.
If we approve this, do we have to designate that we added number 4?
Yes, I would just say regarding designated truck routes and then list the 4 routes that we are designated. Yeah.
But there's only 2 routes.
So, yes, you can take 487 as a through truck route, I-35, and Ronald Reagan. Those will be the only 3 designated routes in the city. Everything else is a non-designated route. So that piece of Seabud Stockton from 35 to 487 would be removed as an authorized.
Now, this, what'd you say? Did you say something about 307?
So 307, it already falls within that. We just haven't been enforcing anything because there's no signs on 307.
Oh, gotcha. Is 307 very wide?
No.
Very narrow.
And the part in front of the school is because there's a turn lane,
Mm-hmm.
but once you get past the school, then it goes back to 2 lane and it's pretty narrow.
And we would allow trucks on that?
No, there's no trucks allowed.
Oh.
on 307.
No.
It's just not posted right now.
If we need to bring this back, we can with, you know, more clarification. and
Clarification,
We can have a
yeah.
map with like exactly what the designated routes are.
I'd like to see that.
Then I'll make a motion to table it, for further clarification.
Take this one through.
The updated routes.
We can do that.
Just get a better visual and correct all the things that we marked out and everything. It's, yes, we need to do it, I just wanna be, I wanna know for sure what we're doing.
All right, so you have a motion, table,
Second.
second. There's no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. All right. All right,
Thank you.
thank you. That item is tabled. All right, agenda item 5.2, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding ordinance number 2026-0804-02, amending article 5.05, the general code of ordinances regarding mobile food vendors. I think there was a new
Yeah,
law passed.
so the Texas legislature passed House Bill 284. It became effective July 1st of 2026. Basically, the state is trying to make it more uniform for mobile food vendors. So the licensing is going to be through the state now, as opposed to each city having their own rules and then having to navigate that. So they get their license through the state, they still need a license to operate, and then we can enforce like zoning ordinances and fire ordinances, parking, nuisance, things like that. We're just removing the permitting stuff from our ordinance. So this is just bringing our mobile food vendor ordinance into compliance with state law.
And so if the vendor themselves don't have the proper licensing and documentation, we really don't have, can we go and say you can't do business?
Yes,
Since
there's
it's
still-
the state, through the state?
Yes, we would report them to the state, and then, but it also does have an enforcement provision at the end where if they don't have their proper permitting, then we can cite them and take them to court.
Motion to approve ordinance number 2026-0804-02 as presented.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor and a second. With no further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Unanimous. Agenda item 5.3, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding ordinance number 2026-0804-03, authorizing the calling of a general election for November 3rd, 2026, and authorizing the mayor to enter in a joint election agreement with Williamson County.
I make a motion to approve ordinance 2026-080403 as presented.
Second.
We have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Was unanimous. Agenda item 5.4, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding resolution number 2026-0804-04 for the adoption of the voting equipment for the November 3rd, 2026 general election.
Motion to approve resolution number 2026-0804-04 as presented.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Was unanimous. Okay, we have agenda item 5.5, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding development and construction agreement between the city of Gerald and Savannah Prominent Cactus Road Development regarding the Cactus Road Development Project. I believe this one's going to be tabled.
That would be my recommendation, and I think staff is recommending that as well.
Do we need
Was
to?
someone gonna speak during this matter?
We can, if you would like to,
Did we have any other citizen comments on this one?
we had one on 5. Jim Gordon 5556. So if we do have a citizen, they can.
He spoke.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay. So no, we have one for 5-7.
Yeah, I can speak on the item. Essentially, upon my review of these agreements, I cannot recommend approval as is. I think there's some provisions in there that are problematic for the city. I think it's a pretty one-sided agreement right now, so I would say right now their agreement's over here. I've proposed some red lines that are over here. We're probably gonna end up somewhere in the middle. I can answer more specific questions if y'all have them, but, my recommended motion would be to postpone consideration until the September 8th meeting, and we'll bring it back with hopefully a more favorable agreement for the city.
This was an agreement that our previous attorneys have been working on, and wanted to bring to council, and he finally got to review it, and,
Yeah, I didn't get to review it until
Different
after it had
feelings,
been
so.
placed on the agenda. Otherwise, I would not have recommended it even be on the agenda at this point.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to table 5.5.
Second.
all right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Unanimous.
Motion to table 5.6.
Motion to table 5.6.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Unanimous. Agenda item 5.7, discussion, consideration, and possible action regarding a request by Sensata Development for the Amy's Attic Self-Storage, number 2026-64 building permit, plan review and inspection fees to be reduced. And we do have Mr. Guy.
Good evening, council. My name is Guy Slump, Sunset Development, 2209 Highland Drive, Salida, Texas. We're here before you tonight. We've been working on this project for probably about a year and a half, and getting it through the finish line, and got hit with the building permit fee, and typically that's kind of a smaller fee at the end of the project, and we were a little taken back by the amount of it. And so we're here tonight to ask for some relief on that. It's a mini storage project, and so I think part of the reason it's such a large fee, it's a lot of square footage, but not a lot to the building. So the inspection fees are a good chunk of that. Commercial plan review, as you can see, is the majority of it. And our argument is half it's about non-climate, and the rest of it is, it's not like it's an apartment complex building where you've got, plumbing, electrical, mechanical in every unit. It's a storage warehouse, and so, well, there's an office, a couple of restrooms, the rest is, metal buildings and insulation. So, just here asking, if you have any questions, first of all, and then if there's any kind of relief to the building permit. We cited in there, City of Killeen and City of Temple, both of which are projects we've done in the last couple of years. And kind of their rate per square foot which is what we were, expecting. I think City of Gerald's at 50 cents a square foot. Killeen was 4 cents per square foot, and Temple, the last one time we did one there, was 1 cent a square foot for the building plan review fee. On the inspection side, we've kind of shown a reduced inspections of what we think. Obviously, if it goes above that, we can address that with the city, but shouldn't be as many inspections since it's a metal building and a lot of insulation. So that's kind of what we're here for tonight. Again, I'm happy to answer any questions. We appreciate your time and consideration.
What year did you build in Temple and Killeen?
Killeen, we opened last year. Temple, I should have that. It's probably been about 5 years. So it might have been 2020 or 2021 in the last one. We've done probably that. Killeen was a much bigger project. I think it was 160,000 square feet, and our building permit fee is 62,000. Part of that is, I think that's some in-house engineering, so they're probably getting a better rate on that than outside consultants.
As we consider this, what is your projected appraisal value?
They come in all over the place. Bell County, they've gone up quite a bit. I don't know where y'all are sitting right now as far as property taxes going up, but they'll probably come in around 4 or 5 million.
Any sales tax generated?
Very little. There's some goods in the store there, but not a ton. And then a few jobs. But. And again, it doesn't have to match our fee. We were just kind of using that as kind of our most recent project at 4 cents a square foot in Killeen. So any consideration would be appreciated.
Well, this is where all the land's being cleared out there on Seabud.
That is Balcones Flats, phase 2. But this took that's a good point. This took the place of what would have been another 30 or 40 homes, 60 lots. I don't know. I can't remember.
I remember us voting on them, I think this.
So yes, on the development agreement, the
Yeah,
original development
so.
agreement. So instead of another 30, 40 homes going in, so a lot less water usage. Not 2 bathrooms versus a bunch of homes. So.
Do you have any comments from staff regarding the fees versus the other city's fees?
So, staff is not really in favor of granting any waiver, just because once we do it for one, how many more are gonna come in requesting it? I know as far as what staff needs to look at on fees, we need to really address our development fees overall. That's something that we're working on and trying to bring back when we bring back the next budget for the fiscal year, so that way we can amend some of those fees. But I know when we presented that in the past, we needed actual accurate financial statements, and we didn't have them at the time. So now that I'm back, we're gonna start looking at that and getting those numbers. So I think some of these fees can be adjusted in the future, but I don't want to set a precedence by changing it now for one applicant. The other piece, I mean, we're still covering our outsourcing for all of our third-party review costs and all of the inspection fees. We have hired an internal building inspector, so that should help reduce some of those burdens as far as the cost goes for third party, but, I mean, the plan of view fees does basically make up for the lost revenue on the inspection side, so that's why that plan of view fee is so much higher than what, other places have in place, so.
I guess let me rephrase real quick. Are we out of line on our fees compared to other developers around us? Well, I guess I'm
In
asking.
certain areas, yes, I think our fees are much higher than other cities, but I think that was to cover all of the outsourcing. I think that was the reason behind it, so.
But we're reviewing these and gonna consider adjusting these soon.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the idea is to bring back something.
And what does that
Be much
timeline
easier.
look like?
Hopefully, probably within the next 3 or 4 months.
And would it be a consideration to where we give a rebate once they're adjusted?
I mean, if y'all would like to propose that.
So that it's equitable to what we're gonna accept at some point anyway, so that we're not just pulling a fee, a nominal fee and going, okay, well, we'll approve this, and then we've got more cases in front of us until we get our fees adjusted to what they were, and then maybe present that back to us to say, okay, this is what I've paid, and this is what you have adjusted to.
Yeah, I think that would help. I'm not sure how many projects are gonna come in, and y'all know better, I don't live in Gerald, but it's the square footage of our site, and I don't know how many 122,000, 130,000 square foot buildings are coming in the next 3 or 4 months. This would really impact, in our defense, but any consideration. would be
I don't
appreciated.
know anything about it, I'm just trying to find an equitable.
Right,
means.
no, thank you very much.
Mhm.
I do
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Forrest, who does that commercial plan review for that type of fee?
So all of our
We have
plan
outsourced it?
reviews, all of our plan reviews are done by MRB Group, and so their costs are pretty high. And basically the 50,000 square feet or more is one of the highest fees that we have. So it's like $20,000, and then it's an additional 50 cents for every square foot over 10,000 square feet. So, I mean, it does rack up pretty quick.
Right.
But that's also like very large projects that, you know, take a lot more staff time, take a lot more, third party review time and all that, so.
These are just metal buildings with.
Yeah.
Can I say one more thing? Sure.
Insulation.
I don't know what their actual fee was, but it might be as simple as getting what their review fee was on this project. I might hurt you more than it helped me, but I don't think it would. If that's an option.
The key thing is you don't want to lose money. You want to make sure you get whatever we spent with the,
Right.
for sure.
And I think when we're redoing these fees, all of this will be taken into consideration of what other options there may be.
Right.
And that way, maybe it will become more equitable in comparison to what you're seeing or others are seeing.
I don't know the reasoning
I
on
don't know all
why
the
the
concepts.
fees were set the way they were, but, I mean, I will say they are considerably higher compared to the
Right.
surrounding communities, so.
And we're planning on adjusting.
I hate that it may take a minute to get there, but that way we're setting precedents moving forward.
And it's the precedent we want to set.
Correct.
We'll do what you need to do now.
Make a motion on this.
We can ask the applicant to come back and request a reduced fee, whenever we do go down on our rates. We can guarantee them that new rate, and once we do go down, up to y'all how y'all want to
I mean,
What does that look
move
like?
forward with it.
I'm not a huge fan of the rebate idea. I think if we're going to grant relief, it would be better to do it now. We just need to figure out what that amount is gonna be.
Well, and that's where it gets tricky, because it could be lower than what our new amount would be. So we definitely wouldn't wanna go out too much.
Yeah, we don't wanna figure it out tonight.
How critical is your time, how critical is your timeline?
We're hoping to start September 1st, if Lord willing.
Well, so, is there data that you can gather to help us better decide, or is there something you could gather quickly, and then, you know?
Would you like me to bring it back next week at the special call meeting?
Oh, we have a special call meeting next week?
Apparently so.
Okay. I think that'd be fair.
Review it again.
Yeah, we can get some more.
Yeah, we can gather what some similar cities are charging.
And to see what this, you know, outsource that we go to would be charging on that and everything else.
So we're tabling
I was gonna say, what did we already
And it
pay
might
them?
be worth amending the ordinance too, to add some kind of administrative adjustment provision where council, because currently it doesn't say anything about whether council has the authority to reduce fees or, so we could add something that does allow you to do that in the future.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to table this 5.7 for further information gathering for our next week meeting.
it. Second.
All right, we have a motion on the floor and a second. No further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Unanimous? Okay, moving on. We're gonna adjourn into closed executive session, agenda item 6.1. Executive session, closed meeting pursuant to Texas Government Code Section 551.074 to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, duties, and recruitment of the city manager. This time, we are adjourned, 7:49. All right, we are now back in session at 8:21 p.m. Agenda item 7.1, take action deemed necessary as a result of the, yeah, so. Take action on the executive session to deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, duties, and recruitment for a city manager.
I'd like to make a motion asking city staff to issue an RFP for a hiring firm for a city manager.
Second.
You got it?
Let her have it.
All right, so a motion and a second. There's no further discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. It was unanimous. And with that, we have no further business. We are adjourned at 8:22 p.m.